Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at this Xiaomi Mi 8 Lite and trying to repair it. As you can see, apart from a destroyed screen, the touchscreen is also not working. The frame also has some dents, while the backplate looks like new, so we will be reusing that one. To fix this device, I will be using this €30 replacement screen and frame combo from AliExpress. To start off, we will heat up the backplate to weaken the glue holding the plate in place. We will then try to create a small gap between the plate and the frame. Since we want to reuse the back, it is better to be slow and careful. Once the gap is wide enough, we will use this plastic prying tool that came with the display to open it up. Reheating helps with this process. Once the back is completely detached, we can carefully lift the panel to not rip the fingerprint-driven cable. We will detach the cable and the backplate and put it aside for later. Next up, we will remove these 8 screws to get to the motherboard. Now we can see 3 flex cables, one for the battery, one for the display, and one for the second board handling the speakers, USB-C port and vibration motor. We will disconnect both battery and display before continuing. To remove the battery, we will have to deal with these adhesive tape strips which easily rip. I got lucky with the first one, the second, however, ripped. The repairability of phones has been dropping in the last few years, and this is one of the most obvious indicators of that. I removed the battery with a bit of alcohol and brute force. Now, having access to the main flex cable, we can disconnect it and carefully pull it up to separate it from the frame. After removing all screws on the bottom housing, we can see the vibration motor, the antenna cable, and the USB-C port. Removing one screw, we can remove the entire board. We then pry the vibration motor off. Removing 3 more screws on the motherboard, we will first remove the camera lens, and then the flex cable for the proximity sensor, removing the motherboard afterwards. With the phone completely disassembled, we can start installing the parts into the new frame. We will go backwards now, meaning we start with the proximity sensor, making sure it is firmly in place. Next up is the motherboard, being careful not to crush any flex cables. Reconnecting the proximity sensor and screwing it into place. Moving on to the bottom half, we glue in the motor, place the secondary board and screw it in. And reconnect the main cable. We also connect the antenna cable and close up the housing. The screws are identical, which means that they all have the same length. Connecting the display cable and installing the battery, we can try out our new screen and check if it all works. Charging the phone reveals a working display. Now is a good time to check all the other functions before gluing everything into place. Removing the adhesive protection, we can glue in the display cable. We will also use some double-sided weak adhesive to hold the battery in place, making future swaps and repairs a bit easier. Having finished the interior work, we can screw in the motherboard shield and reconnect the fingerprint cable. finish the repair, we place glue onto the sides of the frame, close it up and apply pressure overnight. And there we have it, an old phone regaining its old glory. With the frame and display replaced, it looks like a brand new phone. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. If you loved it, subscribe. See you soon.